Today's presentation is on Senate Bill 375, Sustainable Community Strategy and SCS Success Stories, Community Transformation Highlights. And this presentation is building off of an extensive public outreach that we've been doing for the past 3.5 years on the Regional Transportation Plan and Sustainable Community Strategies Outreach. In that process, we have engaged over 10,000 local residents in that 3.5-year period to provide input. About half of those were with a statistically valid phone survey, texting survey that we've been doing. The other half of that has been through community events such as stakeholder hosted workshops, as well as the Kern County Fair, local community festivals, those types of events. And what we've been finding is that in that public outreach, it's actually reaffirmed a lot of the effort that we've been putting into reducing greenhouse gas, but into the strategies that we put into our sustainable community strategies. And so these success stories are coming highly favorable through this process. So today's presentation, we have 64 success stories. So for the next 2 hours, I'm going to go through, just kidding, April Fools. Today's April 1st. I'm going to highlight maybe the top 15 or so. All right. The first strategy, we've actually completed 3 electric vehicle charging blueprints in the past 6 years. The most recent one completed last year and adopted earlier this year was created new goals. And that new goal is between about 4,500 and 13,000 new electric vehicle charging spaces in Kern County by the year 2035. And one of the things that the study pointed out is last year, we had 13% of all vehicle sales be electric vehicle or plug-in electric vehicle hybrid. Those, there's been studies that show that once you get to 10 to 15% the adoption of electric vehicles, the curve grows rapidly. And we believe a lot of the reason for that increasing growth that we're seeing, basically a tipping point, has been because of our very forward investment in getting electric vehicle charging facilities here within Kern. We already have over almost 4,000 electric vehicle chargers in Kern, in public and workplace locations. And that is about 83% of by 2025 of what we were hoping to get by 2035 in the 2019 plan just 6 years ago. So we are making tremendous progress in electric vehicle charging spaces. But don't quit. We're actually, in this plan, we're increasing our high-end goal to 12,745 by 2035. And we think that will just help continue to do that. And one of the important things to remember about greenhouse gas emissions reduction is that the things that we do to meet SB 375 requirements also meet our health-based criteria pollutants. And Kern and LA consistently are the worst in the nation for health-based criteria pollutants, such as particulate matter and ozone. And so this effort is really helping clean up our region's air at a much faster pace. It's one of the best things that we can do to make sure that we meet our goals for health-based criteria pollutants. In that effort, we've also recently had open up out near Wasco and Lost Hills, the world's largest supercharger location, Tesla electric charger location, 164 chargers there in the northeast quadrant of I-5 and 46 there out by Lost Hills. And the effort is still continuing to grow to see that we can get and meet our needs. We're doing really good along cross-country corridors within our region and getting these electric vehicle charging spaces in place. We've also, back in 2023, adopted the medium heavy-duty truck zero-emission vehicle blueprint. And that identified 5 major zero-emission vehicle truck stops. The first one, which was completed about a year ago by Watt EV, and has about 40 electric truck charging locations, and that one's in use. And we've identified 5 other electric vehicle truck stops. That one happens to be the first completely off-grid solar battery electric charging station in the nation. And so we're leading the way in electric vehicle charging. Another effort that we've continued to push is the Commute Kern program. Commute Kern, we're actually increasing funding significantly in this program at the request of the California Air Resources Board. And they're promoting telework, van pooling, carpooling, as well as other methods than single occupancy vehicle travel to get to and from work, school, college, employers, those types. And they do it through public outreach events, through media. We have a phone and website. There's an online database that you can actually sign up to get hooked up with folks for carpooling and starting carpools. So there's a lot of opportunities there. And we find this to be fairly cost effective and actually increasing in its cost effectiveness, particularly on the public transit side, for a fairly minor investment. Public transit has long been a long priority at Kern COG. Kern was one of the first region in California to have an all CNG large fleet in the state. And now they're actively developing a hydrogen bus fleet. I believe they're up to about 14 hydrogen buses now. GET continues to invest in transit and transit, such as the transit centers at CSUB. This particular facility is right along a main bike corridor that goes through the middle of campus and connects up to the bike path on the Kern River, and it also benefits from the CSUB bike share program. And basically, if you live in the dorms, you automatically get access to a free bike through that effort. And so those bikes can all of GET's buses have the bike rack on the front, and you can go pretty much anywhere in the city. The center, let's see, also this is one of this, combined with the fact that Kern Transit also has a stop at this location, so they can get anywhere there. And all of our transit systems are under the state requirement to have all new bus purchases to be zero emission by the year 2029. So we're pushing that ahead. This is one of about 4 major transit centers in the metropolitan Bakersfield area that it continues to improve. Related to that is Kern actually puts out about 20 million per year from multiple funding sources for signalization and signal synchronization, as well as intelligent transportation systems efforts, such as the ability for um, transit buses to have green light signal extension. So as a bus approaches an intersection and it's starting to turn red, they can actually extend that through the communication between the vehicle and the traffic signal system. This is specifically for the rapid bus planned future bus rapid transit corridors that already have 15-minute headways, and is a major BRT type of attribute for those corridors. 27 intersections have been funded from 2012 to 2024, with 5 more planned by 2026. One of the key things that signal synchronization provides is smoother, less polluting traffic flows. Upgraded signal timing reduces stops and delays and idling and improves travel times, lowering the vehicle emissions along key corridors. Some estimate as much as a 40% savings in emissions if the vehicles can just travel through smoothly and not have to stop and start and miss all the lights. There's some challenges to that, but we're a long way down that road of getting our traffic signals synchronized. In rural areas, we currently have 5 roundabouts constructed and another 2, maybe 3 or 4 more that are planned or in various phases of design. Those roundabouts provide, again, smoother traffic flows, where these trucks and vehicles in rural areas, when they get to an intersection, they don't have to slow all the way down. They can roll through, coast through the traffic circle and don't have to come to a complete stop. It also eliminates the queuing that we see. But one of the biggest benefits of these roundabouts is it nearly eliminates the potential fatal T-bone crash that you have at intersections when somebody runs a stoplight or a stop sign. So we're continuing to push ahead on that. Back in more urban areas, the Bakersfield High-Speed Rail Station Area Plan has been in place now for a while, and there's been a lot of efforts to continue to promote that. The construction has been pushed back to at least 2032 of a station in the metropolitan Bakersfield area, but this has some tremendous ability to see some infill and opportunities for more biking and pedestrian and transit investment to connect to that facility. In the metropolitan Bakersfield area, the County of Kern and the City of Bakersfield has jointly adopted a traffic impact fee, and that traffic impact fee has infill incentive zone in what it calls a core area of metropolitan Bakersfield. And that core area is the area primarily that are easily accessed through bike, bus service to the future high-speed rail station. It's seen over 1,300 new units since 2014 in that core area. The core area also provides an incentive for new housing. The cost of housing in that impact fee is half what it is if you build in a new subdivision on the periphery of the city. The past 10 years, we've seen a 72% of metro housing built within the existing urban areas, not just the core area, but in infill areas within metropolitan Bakersfield, which is a tremendous change from what we'd seen, a big transformation, what we've seen prior to the the adoption of SB 375 and the Sustainable Community Strategy. There's several efforts that are actually helping promote this. One of them is the San Joaquin Valley's Indirect Source Review Rule, which mitigates offsite developments and impacts promoting infill. So new development on the periphery pays a fee to the air district, and that fee is to help offset some of their offsite pollution that they have there at that location. But if you're developing in an infill area and higher density, your impacts are considerably less, and so you have a lower air district fee that you have to pay. It is another example of some of the things that are transforming our community. The rule is primarily focused on the health-based criteria pollutants, NOx and particulate matter, and is focusing on reducing those. It's also important to note that this rule is not in Southern California or in the Bay Area. We are a region that, as the Central Valley, that is leading the state in this area. I think maybe recently they did finally come around in Southern California, implementing a similar rule. Another example of incentives for living and working downtown it's been in place for quite some time now, is the downtown elementary school. And it's interesting that the attendance of the downtown elementary school is from all over the city. And what happens is that people who work downtown can drop their kids off and they can commute with their kid to and from school and work and pick them up and drop them off downtown. A great incentive and perk for living and working downtown. Kern Road projects that are advancing Kern COG's complete street recommendations since 2012. We have a lot of efforts that are going on and that have been going on for a long time now. In 2012, Kern COG completed complete street recommendations as part of a bike master plan that was done for the county. And that had actually set a goal of about 1,000 miles of bike lanes within the county. Since then, we've had about over 8 Kern bicycle and complete street plans, not counting the ones that have been done for some of the outlying communities. And those plans, you can see that back in 2020, we were less than halfway to that original planned goal by 2042. Now we're 90% of the way there. And since then, there's been some new plans. We're up to about 1,500 planned miles of bike lanes now as new plans have been developed. We're going to be updating our plan as well and looking at other potential new efforts, such as extension of the Kern River bike path to the mouth of the Kern River Canyon. Another effort promoting cycling. Just also to let you know, on those bike routes that we're seeing increase, there's a lot more Class 1 bike routes, and there's a new one that goes up into Northwest Bakersfield. And we're seeing a lot more of electric bikes using these Class 1 facilities instead of choosing to take their single occupancy vehicle to work. And so as that network of Class 1 facilities grows, we greatly see it as an incentive for folks to choose other alternative modes. Safety, though, is a major issue, major concern. And Kern COG recently completed an $800,000 outreach effort to 13 disadvantaged communities. And part of that was the creation of a purchase of a portable mock city that the Kern Active Transportation Alliance makes available to schools and local communities to help teach kids in a safe environment, how to signal properly and bike within our streets. And they've continued to hold even after the funding was and the project was completed, smart cycling classes and bicycle repair clinics. And if you guys are interested and have an event going on, contact Bike Bakersfield, which also is the Kern Active Transportation Alliance. And I'm sure they'd be happy to come out to your community. Private sector investment. We are also seeing significant private sector investment from the Wonderful Company out in Lost Hills. They've created this iconic walking, biking overpass over State Route 46 and connects to the park, the communities, primarily residential areas and schools to the park, and a nice safe way to get back and forth to that location. They've constructed 7.2 miles of new sidewalk, extended 220 driveways to improve proper access and to keep dirt from tracking out onto the streets. This is a private sector company. Government would never think about paving somebody's driveway, but private sector companies, they can do some things like that. They installed 6.9 miles of new curb and gutter, planted 730 new trees, installed 16 new stop signs, added 38 LED street lights and 1,400 feet, 60-foot wide pedestrian walkways, and added a Kern Transit bus shelter out there. There we go. The City of Tehachapi has adopted a form-based codes plan. They did this several years ago, and this is actually creates a more flexible environment for multifamily housing, mixed-use housing, walkable neighborhoods, and through the various transects rather than zones that they've created within that community. Another innovative example of how our region is leading the way in development and implementation of our sustainable communities strategy. Finally, I'd like to kind of conclude with a recent Clean California program. The Garces Circle, which is at the entrance to the future high-speed rail property from Bakersfield and is on the rapid bus future BRT corridor, has had a significant facelift in anticipation, in part, of the high-speed rail station and creating a safer, more walkable traffic circle. The traffic circle had been designed back in the 30s, and so they did a little bit of road diet in some of the locations, put in rectangular flashing beacons, the rapid rectangular flashing beacons to make it safer for people to cross where the vehicles are entering and exiting the traffic circle. And that was recently completed with some beautiful murals that we believe will prevent some of the potential for the graffiti and some of those other issues. So we encourage you all to consider some of these ideas, and maybe you have some better ideas. So I'd be happy to accept any comments, questions.